Welcome to the Treehouse Show Podcast, your weekly dose of tech and all things Team Treehouse. Hey, what's up? My name's Dustin, and welcome to another episode of the Treehouse Show Podcast. If you did not listen to last week's episode, it was a good one. Make sure to check it out. We talked a little bit about what we're releasing in the month of April, as well as everything that we dropped in the month of March. So if any of that interests you and you want to check it out, make sure to check out last week's episode. Also, some of you may know, especially if you're in Discord, but Laura is actually not going to be part of the podcast for at least another 6 months. She just left on maternity leave. So we're all sending good vibes to Laura, and I'm sure we're all going to miss her. Be sure to go send her some love in Discord. But for today's episode, I figured let's just kind of see what ChatGPT can do. I asked it, so I wanted to talk a little bit today about Vanilla JavaScript versus React, and I just wanted to compare what I wrote compared to what ChatGPT wrote, and it was almost one for one, but they used a lot of like better terminology. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to read my script that I got from ChatGPT from the script that I actually wrote. But yeah, we'll see how much different it sounded. If I sound super AI, let me know. But like I said, it's almost a one for one. So I'd kind of like to just read what they wrote in sort of a teachy style podcast today. So let's just get right into it. All right, so let's start with the basics. Vanilla JavaScript, it's like the OG, the foundation of web development. It's the core standard version of JavaScript without any fancy add-ons. You can think of it like a trusty Swiss Army knife, straightforward, versatile, and it gets the job done without any frills. You've got your basic tools like variables, loops, and functions, and you're free to use them however you'd like. But now let's talk a little about React. It's developed by Facebook. React is a library for building user interfaces. It's like that fancy multi-tool with all the bells and whistles. It focuses on building reusable UI components that manage their own state, which makes it super easy to create complex UIs. And instead of messing around with manual DOM manipulation, React uses a declarative approach to describe how the UI should look at any given point in time. So how do these two stack up against each other? Let's break it down. So first, we have complexity. Vanilla JavaScript is your old faithful, while React adds some extra flair and complexity to the mix. JavaScript keeps it simple with basic tools, while React introduces concepts like JSX and components that take a bit of getting used to. As for development speed, imagine building a sandcastle by hand versus using a magical sandcastle making machine. That's kind of like the difference between vanilla JavaScript and React. React speeds up the process with reusable building blocks and a slick virtual DOM, while JavaScript requires a bit more time and elbow grease. When talking about scalability, vanilla JavaScript is like throwing all your clothes into one big pile. It works fine for small projects, but things start to get pretty messy pretty quick as your code base grows. But React, on the other hand, keeps things so much tidier with its component-based approach, making it easier to scale your app as it grows. So why should you learn JavaScript before diving into React? Here's a few reasons. First, understanding the fundamentals. Learning JavaScript is like learning the ABCs of web development. It lays the groundwork for a sturdy house, giving you a foundation to build on with more advanced stuff like React. JavaScript is the language of the web. It's what makes things tick behind the scenes. So when you understand JavaScript, concepts like events, state, and data manipulation start to make a whole lot more sense, making it easier to dive into React. And lastly, trial and error. Learning JavaScript is like riding a bike. You're going to fall down a few times, but having that knowledge gives you the confidence to keep pushing forward, even when you hit some bumps in the road with React. And trust me, you will. And finally, the benefits of React in modern web development. Component reusability is the first one. Think of React like a Lego set for building web interfaces. You can create some awesome UI components and reuse them whenever you need to, making your codebase more organized and efficient. React's virtual DOM works like magic behind the scenes, making updates lightning fast and efficient without all the unnecessary work. Virtual DOM. React's virtual DOM works like magic behind the scenes, making updates lightning fast and efficient without all the unnecessary work. Declarative syntax. React's declarative syntax is clear and straightforward, making it easier to understand and maintain large code bases. And it has a super rich ecosystem. So React comes with a whole squad of tools and libraries to make your life way easier, like Redux for state management and React Router for navigation, giving you everything you need to tackle any challenge that comes your way in web dev. So that's what ChatGPT gave me. I think it sounds pretty good. It's a lot closer to what I wrote. It uses a lot better terminology and words, and there's probably a lot less ums because I tend to say a lot. But you guys don't hear that because I get to cut all that out for the podcast. This is going to be a short and sweet episode. I'm still trying to get my bearings on these episodes by myself. Let me know what you guys want to hear. It would make me setting up these episodes much easier. If you actually enjoyed getting a little bit of knowledge on something via ChatGPT, I can make this a little series and we can learn absolutely anything you want, even things I don't know, because we'll have ChatGPT write the script. But I think this was a pretty cool little episode. If you guys, like I said, if you guys like it, maybe we can make longer episodes covering one topic. We'll have ChatGPT write the script. Or if you'd rather me just write my own scripts, you let me know. I typically don't write scripts for podcasts. They're usually pretty off the cuff, but I need some ideas for things to talk about and things that you guys want to hear. But I'd love to get feedback on this type of episode. These would be so much easier to create, especially if I'm by myself. Speaking of, we may change the cadence of these podcasts to every other week. So you'll have 2 episodes per month. One episode will be topic-based, where we talk about something specific, and the other episode will be our monthly update and recap. And if the cadence is just too infrequent for you guys and you want the weekly episodes back, just let me know and we'll make it happen. As of now, I don't want to give too much time to the podcast. While there's not a super massive audience, if the interest is not there, while I can be giving that time to the 100 Days of Code series and some other cool video content for you guys. Just let us know, but be on the lookout for a little shift in the cadence of these episodes. And with that said, I think that's going to be it for this one. It's a very short and sweet episode, which also brings me to one last point. What length podcast episodes are you more interested in? 10 to 15 minute episodes, 30-minute episodes, hour-long episodes? Let us know which type of podcast time you guys like to consume. If you're in Discord, you can just let us know in the podcast channel. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can just comment down below. But with that, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Until then, have fun and happy coding. So that wraps up the Treehouse Show podcast for today, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. What would you like to hear us talk about next? Be sure to join our community Discord server and let us know. Worth noting, if you want to give us a shot and learn a code, we've taught over 1.2 million developers and counting. You can set yourself up with a 7-day free trial just by heading on over to teamtreehouse.com. Until next time, have fun and happy coding.